There we go. Good evening, coaches. Episode umptieth on Coach the Coaches. Tonight we're talking abundance. Are you guys ready to learn? I've greeted everybody whose cameras are on except Yolandi. Yolandi and Bridget. I think, Bridget, I missed you earlier as well. Good evening. I hope I haven't missed anybody else. Shamina, I've greeted you. Renella's come in. Larato is in the background with the camera off. Good evening, everybody. I want to talk about a topic tonight that I absolutely love. And when I say I absolutely love the topic. And the topic is what I believe absolutely vital and critical topic. Did you guys read the stuff I posted on the group? Do you know what the topic is about tonight? Does anybody know what the topic is about tonight? Who wants to just unmute and tell me? One,
Abundant.
Unpacking abundance.
abundance. Celeste has also come in. Good evening, Celeste.
Yeah,
Love
it's abundance for us as coaches because we get scared and that sort of thing. So it's abundance to do with what I've been struggling with the past 2 weeks, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's an interesting statement. What I've been struggling with for the last 2 weeks. So I'm gonna make an opening statement for you guys, and I want you guys to really hear the opening statement because it's absolutely critical. And if you grasp this and you go further, well, there's two statements actually. You got to grasp the first two. If you grasp the first two and you take the lesson from tonight, your life cannot be the same again ever. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right, statement number one. Abundance doesn't have gray areas. You either live in an abundance mindset or you live in a lack mindset. You cannot have 1 foot in abundance and 1 foot in lack. You are either standing firmly in the one or you are firmly in the other. Do we sometimes move from one to the other? Yes, we do. But it's not something where you will shift in a day or two constantly. In other words, you're not going to go through a year and say to me, well, out of the year, seven of the 12 months I was in lack, and 5 of the months I was in abundance. It doesn't work that way. It's a wave or a long-term curve that you go into. That's the first statement I need you guys to understand. Now, there's only one person on this planet that knows if you have an abundant mindset or if you have a lack mindset. There's only one person that really, really knows.
It's yourself.
You want to point to that
Yourself.
person? Okay. The second statement that I want to make, and this is just the fundamental for tonight, you need to see abundance as an architectural blueprint. Abundance is not something, and this is where a lot of people miss it. It's not something that you're born with. It's not something that falls into your lap. It's not something that happens by luck and by chance. Abundance is the result of a construct, and the construct requires a blueprint. If you understand the blueprint, you can implement the construct, and the result is abundance. Now, I know there's a lot of people that say, yeah, I don't know, Dion. A friend of mine who was born in a very rich family. Richness has got absolutely nothing to do with abundance. I have seen very rich people. If we look at social media, if we look at what's happening around the world, we can see, I mean, one of the stories that literally made me cry was, you guys remember the actor and comedian Robin Williams? What a brilliant man that was, and eventually took his own life. How many homes did he have? How much money did he have? He had a family that loved him. If you look at him from the outside, he had all the signs of extreme abundance. But did he? Or did he have riches and wealth and different things? We need to understand one of the basic principles of abundance. We get trained and taught when we are young to chase the symbols of abundance instead of understanding the core of growing it. We chase the symbols. We chase the things that we believe symbolizes abundance instead of understanding the true core of abundance. Now, if we chase the symbols of abundance, you're not in abundance. You've got momentarily wealth, you've got momentarily happiness, you've got momentarily moments of feeling fantastic. But these are all sources that are outside of you. If you understand true abundance, and I'll go through it, you'll understand the true source of abundance. And guess what? It's not on the outside of you. Guys, okay with that? So let's start off. What's the elements required of abundance? Now, I personally, I mean, you guys know I've got a course, Abundance Coaching. And if you're in my class and I ever talk about it, you'll hear me say it's my favorite course. And you'll also hear me say it's a course that I wrote from my heart. It's one of the only courses that I wrote, the complete course, without using anybody or anything else as a reference. I wrote it literally purely from my heart because I saw a lot of people in lack. And the abundance coaching course is from my heart. So this is a topic that is very close to me. It's something I believe people need to understand. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a filtered down version of the core elements in the course. So I'm going to tell you the what's. I'm a good salesperson tonight as well, because I'm not going to tell you the hows. If you want that, you got to come and buy my course and come on the abundance course. It's only 5 half days later on this year. No problem. I'll give you guys all the what's that you need to know. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? I really hope so. So first element we need to understand. Abundance works with an umbrella or a ceiling, if you will, which is held up with 4 pillars. That's the way my brain sees the concept of abundance. There's an umbrella or a ceiling or this concrete slab. I talk about it's a blueprint for architecture. So maybe it's a concrete slab and you've got this lean-to veranda, afdak you're building, and you've got the roof and you've got 4 pillars holding it up. That's the way I remember abundance. So what do we start with? Well, we start with the roof, which is the mindset. And there's a couple of elements in each one of these I'm going to touch on tonight. Each one I'll give you guys 4 critical elements. So element number 1 of an abundance mind is the following. You've got to understand what you experience, what you think is your reality towards abundance is not your reality towards abundance, but it is merely just the mirror of your mindset reflecting back at you. If you live in lack, and you guys, please understand this. If you live in lack, all that you are experiencing is the mirror effect of what you have inside this gray thing in front of your skull. It's merely reflecting what you believe and your value system. Your experience of lack or your experience of abundance is a reflection of what's inside of you. Now, I know some of you guys are going to start an argument with me and say, but Dion, you don't understand my limitations. Well, a bind is a very interesting thing. When we argue our limitations or for the strength of our limitations, our mind will serve us in it, will give us back and increase and enhance our limitations. An abundance mind doesn't look at life as something that's challenging or there's obstructions or it sees opportunities. Now, here's something that I just need to bring reality in here. When I make that statement, it sounds pink and fluffy. I only see opportunities. I know, I know a lot of you guys live opportunity lifestyle and thought processes. And I know that when something negative happens or some kind of obstacle approaches or something happens in our lives, they go, we are allowed to momentarily be knocked back a little bit. Give yourself permission to be human. But here's the difference in an abundant mind. As fast as you are knocked back, you lean forward. As fast as something is a problem, it becomes an opportunity. It's an internal automated response of an abundance mind. A lack mind bounces back, falls down, and stays down. There's a huge difference between the two. So look at your own life and ask yourself, how often do I allow myself to go and lie down because of life's little knocks? I've got a puppy in the house. Fortunately, the puppy doesn't allow me to lie down in the daytime. He jumps on me and licks me and gets me to get up and go play with its toys. So, element number 2, let's look at a difference between an abundant mind and a lack mindset, or a scarcity mindset is another word for it. So, if you give me a food type, what can we use? A pie. Who here has ever had a pie? Oh, I like a pie. I like a steak and kidney pie. I don't know why. It just makes me feel terrible afterwards when it's in my stomach. But whilst eating it, for some reason, it gives me a huge amount of pleasure. So a scarcity mindset. Let's say there's one pie and there's 4 of us. A scarcity mindset is going to be the person that's going to want to handle the knife to ensure they don't get cheated. And they most probably would also slice the pie in not perfectly 4 sizes that are equal. One slice might be a little bit larger, which you're going to give yourself. Yeah. Yeah. What's the difference then with an abundance mindset? An abundance mindset realizes the following. I don't need the biggest slice. We can bake more pies. We can bake more pies. There's a truth in there. What is the truth? The abundant mindset realizes the world. I know I'm going to say a conflicting statement that a lot of tree huggers are not going to like. The world is not running out of resources. That's a scarcity mindset. An abundance mindset understands I cannot outbreathe the oxygen supplied on this planet. I cannot drink all the water that this planet has. An abundance mindset does not think scarcity thoughts. It thinks creating through the use of the resources available, multiplying. And it has an attitude of an abundant supply of resources. The key elements we need for life is an abundant supply. Is there anybody here that doesn't have enough oxygen to breathe around them? Anybody? Anybody don't have... Gareth, are you all right?
No,
What was that?
I was just strangling myself for oxygen.
Oh, that was hilarious. Is there anybody here that said if you jump into a dam and you think you don't have enough water that you're going to die first in the middle of a dam? No, we're not. Guys, an abundant mindset understands that this world has sufficient resources. I'm not saying we need to waste resources. I'm not saying that maybe one day we're not going to have enough oil under the ground. I'm not talking about the luxury elements of life. I'm talking about the elemental resources we need. This planet, this rock, this thing we live on called Earth, it's got sufficient resources for every human being to live in abundance. And an abundant mindset understands that. A scarcity mindset wants to take its piece because it's afraid there's not enough. When you slice the pie, a scarcity mindset wants to grab the biggest piece because it's afraid it's not going to have enough. An abundant mindset, let's bake more. You understand the difference? It's a critical difference. An abundance mindset understands that the universe, God, the ultimate, whatever you believe in, doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Can we have penny drop, mic drop, some kind of a response? Thanks, Tasha, for that hand up. It doesn't give you what you want. It doesn't even give you what you ask for. It gives you what you are. If you understand that principle of abundance, you realize you don't need to get abundance. You need to, let's leave it there. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, ask someone that does. So what is one of the very first things you can do? One of the very first things, and there's quite a lot of things you can do, but tonight I'm only going to give you one. What's one of the very best things you can do to improve your abundance mindset? To stimulate your abundance mindset? Gratitude. Gratitude is one of the largest, most magnificent powers. Why? How does that work? Gratitude allows us to embrace the abundance we have. Now, here's the interesting thing about abundance. You cannot outgive abundance. The moment we embrace the abundance we have, what we have multiplies. If you understand abundance, it's one of the magnificent elements. It's one of the magical things of this universe that no one can really explain. And when we go into one of the pillars, I'm going to unpack it a little bit more, and then you'll grasp this concept. But I'm going to say this again: you cannot outgive abundance. You cannot use up abundance. When you step into authentic gratitude, and I am bringing in that word authentic gratitude because I do know that there's a fake form of gratitude. Do you know what a fake form of gratitude is? Is when you are greedy and you want more, you go into fake gratitude. Oh, I'm so happy I've got my car. I'm so happy I live in a pretty house. I'm so happy I can wear Dolce Gabbana or whatever. Is that a brand? What is that again? That word just popped in my head. Um, I can use certain perfumes. We spray perfumes, yeah. I don't have to go to a barber. I can go to a hairdresser. That's fake abundance. That is when you are so greedy and all you want is more of the symbols that abundance represents. And now you go into fake gratitude and you call out all the symbols in your life. True abundance looks at the four pillars of abundance. And that's where your gratitude starts. So what are the 4 pillars? You guys want to know what the 4 pillars is? Let's go to pillar number 1, the most important pillar of them all. This is the ultimate multiplier of abundance and the most important pillar. Love. Well, I've got to say it correctly. I've got to have a deep, dark word. Love. Where's a man here with a deep love? I don't know. What's that singer that sings that beautiful music, the blues, some love, love. I can't.
That'd
I'm
be
trying.
Barry White.
Barry White. Yeah, I'm gonna have a Barry White voice for that one. Love is the number 1 and strongest pillar. It is also what's called the multiplier pillar. Now, you've got to understand one of the truths about love. Love is not a destination. Love is not something you find. A lot of people say, oh, I need to find love. No, you ain't going to find it. I need to get into a love relationship as if there's love. No, we don't get into a love relationship. Love has only got one source. It gets generated from within. You are a power plant, a manufacturer, the generator of love. You're not a beggar or a searcher of love. An abundance mindset understands it. You cannot outgive love. Have you ever noticed the one magnificent thing about love? Are you aware of the fact that when you give love, you receive either an equal amount or more of it back? If guys, who's got a child in the house or a pet or something that's alive, that breathes, that moves? I'm not talking about a pot plant. Something that's alive, breathes, and moves that you love. Who's got something like that in your life? Okay. I want you to think about, and I assume it's a person, probably. If not, it could be a pet. I want you to think of that person, and I want you to, just for a moment, Sebastian, there we go. Look at that. Brilliant. Love it. Beautiful. I want you to think, and a lot of you probably went to your partner or child, or hopefully not the neighbor. But you had a person in your mind most probably. So here's the thing. I want you to think about that person you love or that animal you love. And I want you to feel the love you have for that person. And I want you to imagine you are giving that person love. Now here's the secret. You cannot give that person love without you experiencing as much love as you're giving. If not in equal amount, it's multiplied and it's doubled back. Because very often, I'm looking at Sebastian's photo. I mean, he's lying there with the baby in his arms and he's giving that baby love. But you know what? There's more love bouncing back. That's the magic about love. It is the magic pillar, it is the multiplier of abundance. Because the more we love, the more we experience love. I am the generator, the manufacturing plant, the factory in which love in my world is generated. I give it, and through the giving, it multiplies. Does that make sense? Please tell me it does. Just say yes, nod. Even if you like, lie to me out of love and just go, yes, yes. Now, we need to understand that there are 2 basic types of love. There's what's called transactional love, and there's unconditional love. Transactional love is not really love. It's need, it's desire. Most of the time, it is the shadow we cast over lust of desire. Conditional love says, I will love you if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If any of these conditions are broken, I withdraw my love. That ain't love. That's desire Or you can even call it that's control. Real love is totally, absolutely unconditional. And here's the cool thing about unconditional love. It's also transformational. Unconditional love is not something. So conditional love can pop up. Probably not the best example, but you know what I mean. It can pop into your world. Conditional love. Some of you guys got that. Thank goodness that everybody. It can pop into your world and it can pop out again. That's conditional love. Because if the conditions are favorable, boom, it flowers. If the conditions are not favorable, chung, it disappears. Unconditional love doesn't pop in and out. It's an undercurrent. In fact, the longer it lingers, the more it multiplies. And the more it multiplies, it tends to touch things and people in this world. And the more it touches, the more it multiplies. Unconditional true love is the greatest gift you can give yourself and those around you. And it's not transactional. In other words, no other person can break it, destroy it, or diminish it. Yep. Yeah, but Jan, I love my children unconditionally. I love my children unconditionally. I love my family unconditionally. I love this one or that one or my spouse or my partner or whatever the case may be. And we tend to think about people and we think that we love them as if this love exists because of them. Your loved ones are not the source of your love. Your loved ones are not the source of your love. Your loved ones are the mirror of the love that is birthed in you. They are the reflection of the authentic love that is already inside of you. I want you to think about the story. I'm going to tell you a quick story. It's not a story. We can just go with that if it's a story. There's a story that when God created, someone's not muted yet. Celeste, can I make you go so you can help us with the muting, please? Thank you. The story that says when God created the devil, he was his most beautiful angel. And he made him so beautiful. Now, the way he made him beautiful was he implanted into his chest the most magnificent jewels, so that when God entered his presence, the glory of God reflected back at him. That's what made him so magnificently beautiful. And I remember that story from days when I was still studying theology. To me, when I started thinking about love, I grasped the depth of it. You see, inside of me, there's a source. When I enter the presence of those that appreciate it, of those that I hold dear in my heart, they're not generating the love. They're merely reflecting back at me what's already inside of me. Now, here's the key or the kicker of this statement. Yeah, but you don't understand. He broke my heart. Really? I can't love him anymore. I loved him up until this point, and then now I don't. That's a lack mindset. I'm dead serious. If you understand that you are the factory, that people in your presence, in your surrounding, merely are constructs that reflect what is on the inside of you, then the way you love people changes. Then you can step into unconditional love. Then you start to realize this thing called love, this thing called love. It's, I don't know why songs just pop into my head. What can I say? This thing called love is not conditional and it's not a temporary transaction. It's not something that comes from the outside into me. It is something that's birthed and generated inside of me that beams outward and is reflected. And therefore, constantly, because of that reflection, it is consistently going through a process of multiplying. I hope you guys are hearing my heart with this one. I love talking about love. Anybody else? Love? Who here loves love? Of course we do. Last statement around love. And this is another reason why I love love. Unconditional love. You guys ready? Is the ultimate act of personal freedom and empowerment. Unconditional love is the most powerful or ultimate act of personal freedom and personal empowerment. Because the minute you step into unconditional love, you are no longer required of needing anything in return. You've got no boxes that needs to be ticked for you to be able to give love. You've broken free from the conditions, from the transaction in it. Now, there's a lot of talk on social media, and I often come in, and this will make you the most powerful person in the room. And if you do this, it'll make you the most powerful person in the room. So I'm going to make a statement. If you understand and grasp the fullness of unconditional love, it'll make you the most powerful person in the room. Because it is the most empowering thing. It breaks every potential chain that you can imagine. It's very freeing. Yeah, Bob? But you guys know all of this stuff, right? Come on. You know all of this. We've got a ceiling. It's called a mindset. We've got 4 pillars. The most powerful pillar is love. Love and unconditional love, more specifically. The second pillar is joy. Now you can call it happiness as well. I don't care what name you attach to it. I like the word joy. Joy is, call it the undercurrent of abundance. Now, here's where a lot of people miss the concept of joy or happiness. What word do you guys, let's see a show of hands. Joy. Who likes the word joy? Put your hand up. And if you prefer the word happiness, put your hand up. Okay. Joy it is. So what's one of the secrets of joy? Joy is never a destination. Joy is never a destination. Joy is the vehicle we travel in through life. If you think joy is when you arrive at a goal, you're missing it. It has to be the journey. Joy is not a destination. Joy is the vehicle we travel in. So everybody go, I'm traveling in the vehicle of joy. Oh, I'm traveling in the vehicle. No? I'm not really that good at making music and coming up with songs, and especially not in the spirit of the moment. It sounded so cool in my head, but when it came out of my mouth, it really didn't. Any improvements on that one? Who's going to make up a song? Nobody ready for that yet? All right. All right. Point number 2 when it comes to joy. Joy right from Roxette. Good one, Leonie. Yeah. Pleasure and joy are different. Pleasure and joy are different. They're not the same. Well, how do we know the difference? Very simple. Pleasure requires an out or external or outside. Pleasure is outsourced. Joy is created internally. Pleasure has got a time limit to it, usually short-lived. Joy is a constant. Pleasure is a feeling. Joy is a state. Huge difference. Feelings come and go. Feelings go, ah, ah, oh. Joy goes, I'm here. Who of you know me many, many years already? Also, I think in this group, you're probably the person. No, Leonie, I think you've known me the longest. Leonie, I think everybody here, you've probably known me longer than what Elsha's even known me. She's younger.
Almost 10 years.
Can I ask her, and I want an honest question from you, please, please, please. Would you agree that I'm in a consistent state of joy? Whenever you see me, I've got this undercurrent of joy
Yes. Authentic joy.
because I understand the principles of abundance. I do not seek only temporary pleasure. Make no mistake, nothing wrong with temporary pleasure. Nothing wrong. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying you've got to understand the difference between the two. In the mornings, and I see Doug's his camera on. I've got to pick on Doug again. It's a habit, Doug. Forgive me. You know I love you. In the mornings, I take a huge amount of pleasure watching him when he does his video on Facebook. If you haven't seen his videos on Facebook, go and Google Doug Elwood, and join and follow him on Facebook because almost every day he does a naked video on Facebook. He lives on the East Coast in Durban. Early mornings, he takes his clothes off and he jumps into the pool. I'm fairly certain he's probably wearing pants most of the time. I hope so. That's what my mind tells me. But I take a lot of pleasure in watching him do his videos in the morning. But that's got nothing to do with the joy I experience. Because late in the afternoons, trust me, I'm not thinking about Doug and in his pool in the morning that put a smile on my dial and gave me temporary moments of pleasure while I was watching him on social media. I need something much stronger than that, much more consistent than that, to control my internal state. And that's the state of joy. That's the undercurrent, which is the decision we make. We step into joy and we live by it. Now, come on, guys. The differentiating factor between pleasure and joy. The pleasure we have is a momentarily choice we make and experience we have. True joy, in every single day, you probably make between 1,000 to 10,000 decisions about it. Your brain makes a vast amount of choices every single day. Every couple of seconds, there's a string of decisions that run through your brain. Now, the outcome of those decisions determine your state. Now, here's my question. What prompts those decisions? Is it lack or is it abundance? Do you have the conviction of mind, the attitude in your spirit, the total essence of your being to make a fully fledged conscious decision and say, I choose joy? Because if we do that, then all those little subconscious decisions, those thousands of ones, are rooted in that decision, because that decision strengthens, and eventually sinks into my values and my beliefs. And then that's the soil in which my thoughts and my choices grow, right? Now, if you struggle generating internal joy, then you need to find a solid source of external joy. And to be honest, the only one available is a spiritual choice. Almost every other choice brings us temporary happiness. But if you believe in something greater than you, you guys understand me. I believe in God and I'm a Christian. So I have a deep-rooted faith that I believe in. And I'm not saying anybody does. I'm not trying to sell it to anybody. But that concept or that construct of that's in my faith is a source of my joy. If you cannot find it in yourself, then find it outside. Is that okay? Because it will influence all the thousands of little decisions you make. Pillar number 3. Uno, dos, tres. Sebastian, you understand Portuguese. You in Mozambique. Am I saying it right? Uno, dos, vartlamunch. Uno, dos, tres. Okay. Let's go to number 3. Pillar number 3. And I know some of you guys cheated and you've had to type in all the pillars early in and you all read it already. So what is pillar number 3? Your health. Your health. Say what? Health and abundance go together? Yep. Your body is the only home you ever really truly going to possess and own in this entire journey of life. Your body is the only home you are truly and completely and totally going to possess and own in your entire life. You cannot build an empire. You cannot manage the wealth. You cannot live a life of true fulfillment if you are sick and in hospital all of the time. Your health is critical to living a lifestyle of abundance. But health, first and foremost, I need an abundance mindset. Then I need to step into love. Love is one of the manufacturers and flows into joy. But joy is useless if I don't have health. But here's what's interesting. People that have more joy and love in their lives kind of end up with a better health, which is really interesting. Not all of the time, but it is a rather interesting generalization. But we need our bodies. Now, I've got a very simple thing, and I've got one of the courses that I'll reignite again very soon, Body Coach. I've got an absolute concept that I believe in. Health does not require punishment of the body. It doesn't require punishment in the gym. It doesn't require deprivation on your plate of food. It requires celebrating and understanding what your body is capable of and what it can do and what it should do. It's mastering the energy factory. Your body's your energy factory. Learn to master it, control it. And I say this often, I'm 62 and I'm healthier than most people I meet half my age. I can probably outplay most of them. Because I believe in health. I wrote something down here. I said, your physical energy is the currency of your ambition. Your physical energy is the currency of your ambition. If you're very ambitious, if you've got high hopes, you've got great things you want to be able to do, you need the physical energy to do them. It's the currency. That's how you pay for it. You need it to journey. The last point I want to make around health. Learn to listen to the whispers of your body so you don't have to hear it scream. Learn to listen to the whispers of your body so you don't have to hear it scream. Your body talks to you all of the time. I know you guys just want to go to the last pillar. Everybody's waiting for the last pillar. The last pillar is absolutely useless unless your abundance mindset is in place, unless you understand love and have affluence of it, unless you understand joy and it is an undercurrent state, unless you live in health. The last pillar is useless, but the last pillar for full abundance is a requirement, and that is wealth. Now, there's a difference between wealth and riches. Money is not necessarily wealth. If money is your master, you are a slave. Money is your servant. That's an abundance mind. An abundance mind sees money as its servant, not money is my master. In other words, money does not influence my joy, nor my love, nor my health, nor my abundance mindset. If it does, it's your master. How's it going? Terrible. I'm having a bad month. Money's your master. You're not living in abundance. You're missing the point. Second element about money or wealth. Wealth is absolutely not about how much money you have. Wealth requires three elements. You need to be able to know how to make money. You need to be able to keep money. You need to be able to grow and master money. If you cannot make money, you won't have wealth. If you cannot keep money, you won't have wealth. And if you cannot grow money, you're not going to have wealth. I know a lot of people that make a huge amount of money, but they're poor. I can speak about wealth for hours, but yeah, there's a couple of principles around it you need to understand. But the basic principle, true wealth is it's got absolutely nothing to do with what you can buy. True wealth has everything to do with the amount of choices you can make in this life. I'm going to say this again. True wealth has got nothing to do with what you can buy. True wealth is all about what are the choices you can make in this life. True wealth is the ultimate tool to buy back your time and your choices, and potentially even the impact you can make on this life. Is that okay, everybody? An abundant life is not an accident. This was my opening statement. It is an architecture. What I've given you tonight is a blueprint. Who wants to build? And join the Abundance Coach course. It's on special, one time only. What does the Abundance Coach course cost, by the way, Celeste? Do you have any, does anybody have an idea? I know we spoke about it the other day. It's like
I think it's 2870.
under 3,000 rand.
Yeah. And it's 5 half days.
Okay. The Abundance Coach, if you do want to know more, is these pillars. But I think I gave you guys the essence of it. Not everybody is going to need the coaching course, but some of you might. Some of you just needed to hear the basic seeds or the basic seeds that I gave you. Anybody learn anything tonight? Leslie, your hand went up first. What did you learn? Give me something.
Dion, I just found it, so I wouldn't say I learned anything new, but I loved the way you tied realities together, and everything that you spoke about actually completely resonates with my perceptions and where I'm at. So I'm super excited.
Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome. Sebastian, you said hand up, but I must say, Sebastian, I'm loving that kid in the back. That's so cool. Oh, I don't know if you guys can see him. That's abundance, my brother. That's abundance. Anybody else who wants to say anything? What did you learn tonight? Oh, come on, don't be shy now.
I wanted
Leonie.
to say, sorry,
Oh,
I
I got
wanted to say
Sebastian's
that
on.
I wanted to say that I did a course. It's a brilliant course, right? The abundance course. And the fifth is coming, eh? This is fourth.
Ooh, well done.
And
So
it's
when that big book said go out and multiply, you took it literally. I'm going to do my
yes,
part.
yes, yes. That's the abundance of life.
I
Nothing
love
else.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Congratulations then, Sebastian. What's the word in Afrikaans for you have the kids on top of each other like orrelpypies? All right, who else? Anybody? Rapula, did you learn anything tonight? Oh, Rapula was drifting there.
Totally. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm listening to, there's a podcast that I'm listening to. It's a Christian podcast. And one of the times this guy spoke about the mindset of the West and the mindset of the East. And he said one of the big problems with the Western mindset is that everybody is living the life of lack. And, I need to grab before you grab. So I
Yeah.
could resonate. And everything just clicked. So thank you for putting it
It's
into
chasing the
perspective.
symbols of abundance instead of chasing the true essence of abundance. I think
Exactly.
that's probably the if you have to compare the two, the East and the West, I think that's probably one of the areas where and there's nothing wrong. I'm not shooting down the concept of capitalism or anything like that. Everything's got its right space. But I think we sometimes miss, again, if we don't know clearly where we're going, we just cannot get there. And if you want to live in a life of abundance, what I said right in the beginning, and I truly do believe this, you got to make a decision. You got to put your blueprint in place, literally like an architect that wants to construct this magnificent building. Firstly, you got to have the idea in your head, and understanding abundance is probably where that starts. Then you got to have the blueprint that you got to build a building, and that's those 4 pillars that it stands on. But each pillar takes conscious activity to construct. And when you do, you start. And here's the interesting thing: if you talk to people that do live in abundance, very few, if any, are going to be able to tell you the day they crossed the bridge from lack to abundance. They are going to be able to, however, tell you the day they made the decision, when the penny dropped, when the realization came. But they're not going to be able to tell you exactly when the manifestation of it happened exactly. That's the beauty of it. It happens, and then you look back and you go, ha, I'm in it. There's no conscious awareness of you moving from the one to the other. So why am I making that statement? Because this is something a lot of people don't always grasp. Because a lot of people make the decision and they start applying some of the pillars. They start building the house. They put the foundation down and they start building the walls. But they don't see the roof, so they abandon the building and start building another one. They don't see the roof after a month or 2 or 3. They don't see the completed product. They break everything down. They start building the next one. They don't see the completed product. They break it down and start building the next one. Or they just leave it and abandon it and move to the next one. That's the difference with abundance is you make a decision and you start building. When you know you're done, when you look back, you realize. A lot of people think I need to experience it right now in the moment. I look at my life and I know I live in absolute abundance. I know when I made the decision, but I cannot tell you when I crossed that bridge exactly. I know it's been in the last 20 years, but exactly when, I don't know. Am I in it now? Yes, very much. Does some of my children have it? Yes, all of them. No, because not all of them listen to daddy. Will they get there? I'm sure they will. I'm prepared to love them unconditionally and keep on my path. and eventually it'll rub off. It is 8 o'clock. How's that for timing? Oh, man, Dion, you're good on the hour. It is 8 o'clock. Any comments? Any questions?
Thank you.
Renee?
That was quite interesting. And I was waiting for you to talk about the mindset side. And
I did in the beginning.
yeah, it did. It definitely links in to the theories and balance and all of that. But thank you. That was very interesting.
My
Thanks,
pleasure.
Dion.
Absolutely my pleasure. Who else had a hand up? Someone else had a hand up and I said their name and then they
I
disappeared.
think it was me, Dion Renal.
Yes, it was Renelle. Where did you
Yeah.
go? What kind of... Oh, there you are. There you are. See you
I'm
now.
still here, yeah. Yeah, I just think it's an absolute challenge for us to, or for me, can't speak on behalf of others, to truly love unconditionally, because there's always something small that derails me.
Because,
And
did you just
because
say
I need to practice
because?
it, because it's not unconditional, because the minute I say that, it's not unconditional. So it's a journey. It's that journey of joy that you talk about to get there. So yeah, I think I've realized it's a big penny that dropped for me, is to really practice unconditional love.
I think what might be good, if you guys go onto our YouTube channel, you'll see the limitless things. There's specifically one about identity that I did now this week. Go watch the identity one. Take the teaching of tonight, put those two together, because if you take the basic principle behind the identity one is, where do you start? Well, you take your ideal identity in 5 years from now. Hello, little Justine. You take your ideal identity 5 years from now and you start the journey towards it. I'm just simplifying it a little bit. You can do the same thing with unconditional love. What will that person look like 5 years from now that lives in unconditional love? What will I see? What will I hear? What will I notice? What will I taste? What will everything about that? And you can literally, and it's not a matter of fake it until you make it. It's apply it until you cannot stop but anything else. I almost said until you can stop deny it. It's like the drive in my head, but it didn't make any logic sense. But start on the journey and project yourself towards it. Unconditional love absolutely is achievable and reachable by anybody. And the reason I say that is because I know in my life I've achieved it. And ladies and gentlemen, if this obnoxious, stubborn asshole can achieve it, so can you. Sorry, Justine, I just realized there's children in the room. My humblest apologies. That word should
No,
not
she
have come
can't
out.
hear. She can't hear, don't worry.
Okay. All right, Shamila?
Yes, Dion, I want to say thank you. Yes, I never saw love in that way. So I learned something deeply. My loved ones being the reflection of the love that's inside me. That is something that, wow, thank you for that.
So next time you see your children in your family and you look at them, you go, I love you. They go, I love you. Just in your mind, just go, I love you. Oh, I feel it. Oh, I love you. Oh, I feel it. Oh, I love you. Oh, and like a ping pong ball starts bouncing back. It's kind of really cool. Try it. You can do it. Lucia, you got a hand up?
Just on the subject of unconditional love, if you really want to do yourself a favor, do the relationship coach course.
Oh, thank you. It's the second session you are selling our courses, Lucia.
Because the things that ties in, I've done them all. So I see all the touch points. And if you're really interested in unconditional love, you need to hear what Dion says in relationship coaching. Because what he's done today is just given you what little smudge on the plate. But when you listen to the way he does relationship coaching, and relationship is not just with you and your partner, it's with everybody, you'll really understand this point of about unconditional love much more.
Unconditional love, yeah.
So that's why I can recommend it, Dion. I won't recommend it if I didn't believe in it.
No, I'm grateful. I tease you about it. But I'll send you the commission check later tonight, Lucia. Thank you. I appreciate that input. Elsa, my queen?
I'm going to sell a course as well because I've done the abundance course, I think, a couple of times. Love it, love it, love it, and use it in my coaching actually. But this was just this hour was just different and refreshing and marvelous. Thank you.
Oh, marvelous, my queen. I'm so happy. I can listen to this woman for hours. I just love the way you communicate and speak. All right. Anybody else got any questions, objections, or observations? Anything is welcome. I shall love you unconditionally. Yes, Shamila?
Ian, can I ask, can you tell a little bit more about the abundance coach? I know you said it's 5.5 days.
It's 5 days, 5 half
5
days.
days, 5 half days, I
So
mean.
it's not 5.5, it's 5 half. So it's
Yes,
from
5
9 to
half
about
days.
1 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
From
So,
about 9
is
to
it the
1.
same like the 9-day course? Do we do exams right after that,
Oh, it's
what
tougher
do we
than the
do?
9 days. Oof, abundance coaching. Man, I make it so difficult for you guys. There's no theory exam after the abundance. There is a practical.
Let's go.
Sorry, Lynn?
Come, let's go.
Come on, horse lady. I don't think she's realized she's unmuted there, talking to the horses in the background. So, Shamila, it is 5 days. I think Celeste has posted the dates on the platform. So, day 1 in the 5 days, it's all about abundance mindset. The whole from 9 to 1, just abundance mind. Day 2 from 9 to 1, love. Love, baby. From 9 to 1, which is love. Day 3, joy. From 9 to 1 is just joy. Day 4, from 9 to 1 is just health. Day 5, from 9 to 1, it's just wealth. I think there's 21 different wealth principles that I teach in there, if I remember correctly. I can't remember offhand. But it's not just a tool for you. It's really, what's the elements you take your clients through. My personal opinion, it is the course I love the most, simply because it's something that I value. So I think the answer is simple. Do you value abundance? Cool. Then do the course, because your clients will value it. If you don't really value it, that's also cool. Then don't do the course or do it next year or whenever. It's not. I'm not trying to. I don't want to make this platform sound like a sales pitch. Not what it's supposed to be. But yeah, it is a cool course. Doug is looking very cross at me because I said he's naked man. Doug, you're
No,
not
no,
naked man. I love you to bits, my friend.
I wanted to make a comment there actually. You know, your identity talk that you did the other day. It's fantastic. And all the coaches here, I've used that now. I've sent that on to at least 5 of my clients. So after coaching them, I've felt that that's relevant. And I was listening to what you were saying just now, relevant to them, and I forwarded that on to them. And it's matched perfectly. And it's, well, I guess because I enjoyed it myself, and so I felt that it suited them too. And it's really to the guys here who are coaching, especially within people, relationships, and individuals that are in certain circumstances, when you uplifting human beings and people wanting changes in their lives. And you'll see what, if you watch the chat that or the video on YouTube, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. It's absolutely brilliant. I think it's your best one you've done, even though you dragged on a bit, Dion. It was bloody brilliant. The message.
Thank you,
It was brilliant.
I did drag on. I think that one went over an hour, if I'm not mistaken.
It was brilliant, the message. Yeah.
Thanks, Doug. Did you see a merge with the abundance as well? Can you see the link?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm recommending it.
Yeah. And that talk is free. Celeste has posted the link in the chat, guys. I don't know if you guys know, every Monday night, 7 o'clock, you guys can either log in. You must have seen the stuff on the Coach to Coaches, either on our Facebook page, the Action Factory Global one, or on our YouTube channel, or on my LinkedIn profile. I live stream a talk, anything from 30 minutes. Monday night I went long. I went an hour. From 7 o'clock I live stream. And it's stuff that I honestly believe you guys as coaches should know. So I do it for free. There's no money in it. If you want to share it with your clients, go for it. Like Doug just said, after sessions he shares it with them. Go for it. I'm doing that talk purely because I love the topic and this is who I am. It's my passion. It's what I live. And it's out there for whoever needs it. So tap into it. If you like the topics, share, save the link and rewatch it. Get the stuff into your head and use it. If you don't like the talk, or if you think I dragged on, nogal, né? If you think I dragged on, create your own one in a shorter version for yourself and make your own notes and keep it to the point. It's fine. I have to say, Doug, touche. I was looking for trouble. If you put bait in the water, eventually a fish is going to bite. I was nagging you about the naked man. Eventually, you got to get back at me. So thank you for that.
100%. 100%.
I love it. Love it. All right, beautiful souls, you are most welcome. We have come to the end. I am stopping.